Greetings, fellow Ice Sheet guests. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld, the first Wendigo, episode 129, all in attendance. I'll probably want to be a little bit more careful about the colonists' eggs being fertilized, though, because they're all hybrids. So I'll go through them one at a time. Let's start with Rogi. So Rogi, you are a Dortmund hybrid. And your parentage is Bryzit and Rurift. I think having you crossed with pigskin would be ideal. So I'm going to have Low fertilize the egg. Right, Shadow Wolf, thanks for the gift sub, by the way. I missed that. Any good? Sort of. So a little reminder here. Top left, we have dark vision, robust digestion, robust, reduced pain, and cold tolerant. So this is a 5-er. And pig ears wasn't actually an issue. So yeah, this is keepable. I'll pull it into the like pile. Rurift has a lot of kids, yeah. We didn't... It's primarily because dirt moles are so rare. There isn't a faction full of dirt moles. So I don't have an opportunity to capture a lot of dirt moles, meaning that it's very difficult to make dirt mole hybrids because of their scarcity. Frosty, you are a Neanderthal hybrid, and crossing you with... Do I have, like, Impid... Well, actually, crossing you with Edekin Furskin might not be a bad idea. So I'll have Fire fertilize that egg. Whatever Fire was doing, probably hauling steel. Spend a second to clean this up. So it's just not as hideous of a place to work. Alright, is this any good? It lost the first skin. It's viable. It has cold tolerance, melee damage, robust, so it's a 3 out of... I don't think it's worth keeping, though. Old me would have kept it as a brawler, but I have enough brawlers. I don't really need to keep it for that reason. So, Mass, taking a look at your genome. You have a very basic genome. You have one trait I want. Mass was a really early prototype. So, it doesn't really matter who fertilizes Mass's egg. It's just a chance to pass on those genes. So, maybe Mass cross Chimic? To try to pass on some of the dirt mold genes. Yeah, Mass's first gen is just barely filtered. Very genetically inferior, but cybernetically superior. Don't haul it afterwards, thank you. It worked! It worked perfectly! That's fantastic. It took all of Chimic's genes, nearsighted, dark vision, fast wound healing, added Mass's robust, and strong immunity. Strong immunity is not one I want, but yeah, this is a really good candidate. That is a good egg candidate. Because it is a, it's basically Chimic plus robust, right? Because, yeah, it's Chimic plus robust, which is absolutely acceptable. Cool. Well, the hybrids are getting really good eggs. The slaves, the prisoners, freaking terrible eggs. So Dave, let's take a look at your genome so I know what we're mixing. So you are a partial pigskin, partial dirt mole. So maybe having you mix with either a pig... Well, there aren't other dirt moles, but mix with other pigskins? So Lilin... That's a really high chance of inbreeding because they're brothers. It might be worth it, though, to try to guarantee the inheritance of robust digestion and pass on strong stomach. But there might be a better option here. What about low? 8. Okay, that's way, way higher. Let me consider someone else not part of that line. So not part of that line. If I just wanted to completely add in some new genes, I could try to mix in the requirements for either waster or there's not a lot of males that actually meet the requirement here, unfortunately. Jack, what are you again? I'll just have Jack do it. Because Jack is kind of strong melee damage, robust, reduced pain. It's all those shared genes that I want to pass on, so maybe it will inherit some good shared genes. Fast wound healing, robust digestion, dark vision. I mean, it's a viable egg, but I don't really know if it's a useful egg. Dave, what did you pass on? So we lost the UV, which I kind of wanted to keep. And we picked up nothing from Jack? Yeah, okay. I don't want it. Vendetto. Let's take a look at your genome. You are an Edekin. And I wouldn't mind trying to filter out Animal War Call out of you. I'm going to have Jack try again. Unfortunately, this is no longer the Edekin that we want, because it doesn't have fur skin. And then Midi, let's take a look at you. Oh, you're just like a battle, a basic battle. Not even. I mean, Midi is an interesting case, because Midi doesn't even have the strong melee damage. So Midi's eggs are pretty, just like Mass, fairly worthless. Which means it doesn't really matter who we mix Midi with, because we're not going to get something that's going to be likely useful to us. So I'm just going to have, because... Banish, you want to try? I'm going to throw Banish at it. Might as well. Banish has some interesting genes, which is why we kept Banish. Banish has fast wound healing and nearsightedness, UV, cold tolerance, reduced pain, so there's a chance for something fun. I also wanted to make some specialty genes for Guero. Did I? Oh, yeah, Cryptovatters. So let's load up the template of Cryptovatters and make some Cryptovatter genes. So we can implant both Banish and Guero with Cryptovatter genes so that they're happier when they pop out. Farms are maybe half done at a glance. Animal beasts. 50 grizzly bears. I'm absolutely going to accept this because this allows Bryzit to get to level 5 Psycaster for Far Skip. So the real question is what reward to accept. So reward number 1 is helmet, shock lance, uranium. I'm not even going to include the neuroformer because they're all 3 of them have neuroformers. Number 2 is death serum and jade. And number 3 is recon helmet and gold. And the first helmet is cat helmet. I left that out, but I probably shouldn't have. So 2.5 minutes on that. And then I can also summon a boss, you know, Daedalus, War Queen, or Apocryton boss from this quest and have the bears fight the boss. So I'll have you guys decide what boss to fight as well. Is there any other unfertilized eggs? So Middy's egg was to banish. Oh, that's inbreeding because of nephew. So let's not do that. Back in to the pod you go. Chimic, you were on a roll. Try Chimic. And then we also have Kath's egg. Kath is just a baseliner, so that's just a filtering egg. It's viable, but it's not interesting, so I'm going to put that away. So the person, the male in our colony with the most interesting genes, is the one that I'm going to mix with Kath. Maybe Lo. Or maybe Guero. Well, Guero already has too many kids. You know, how about Fire? Oh, wow, you're, no, never mind. Yeah, that'd be a problem. I'm gonna have Banish do it. Alright, does it suck? Oh, it's just a mini U. Wound heal, UV, nearsightedness, cold tolerance, and reduced pain. And UV... So we don't have nearsightedness. So it dropped the nearsightedness, but it's actually... I'll keep it. I'll keep it only because it's a viable egg and it has some decent properties. Alright, helmet, shock lance, uranium. What boss to summon? That will also be up to you. So a quick analysis here, if you're wondering about my analysis. Lo could use some additional... Lo could use higher level control sublinks, which would require War Queens. Wendy could use... Gestators, which would require Daedalus. And you could also vote Apocryton if you want Apocrytons. That would allow for stuff, I don't know. It would allow for additional waste pack atomizers, which I probably don't need. And it would allow for higher level implants, which I could probably benefit from. We are burning through our steel supply, but I sort of figured that would happen as I double a farm. In terms of stomachs, so Lilin, you don't have a nuclear stomach, and your metabolic efficiency is -5, so you're going to need one. Let's cue that up. Vendetta doesn't have a nuclear stomach, and Vendetta's metabolic efficiency is also -5, so we're going to need another one. And then Dave and Fire, same deal. So we have need of a bunch of additional nuclear stomachs. Do we need a second scanner? We might need a second ground pen scanner, but I really haven't seen the first one being used all that often because I have to assemble so many xenogerms. But maybe soon that will be something that we add. So most of these benches are just waiting on components. The other thing to keep an eye on is the power grid. It might be time to wall in the geothermal generator out this way and to add that to the power grid. Hey, Craig, thank you for the 2 years of lurking. I'll drink to that. Is Bryzit Steel perk off cooldown? That's a really good question. No. I could use it, cost honor, but no. So you guys want a War Queen? And I don't have the components for one, but as soon as I do, will be got. So I'm going to temporarily pause the hydro benches so that I can actually get a War Queen out. Kath, I'll allow you to suck blood, but it has to be pig blood. Can't be that high-quality infant blood. Fire blood. Dave, did you ever get implanted? Or crabs, rather? Did you ever get implanted? You did. Okay, so I need to grow. Dave, just put him down. Stop. What do you do? Just drop the baby. Thank you. I think once the farms are finished, I can really... I'll probably get a huge influx of additional rice, and then we can consider really ramping up the grow project. But my 2 cents, for whatever it's worth, I think the bottleneck for us right now is not so much eggs as it is the chance of egg mixing, basically specimens, getting more prisoners, and just because it's left up to chance, just, you know, maximizing our chances by fertilizing as much as we can, as fast as we can, is probably our best bet at this point. Brutal RNG, exactly. Alright. I also have limited time to accept for number 1. Pause on the human-like butchering. I think we have a lot of human meat now. So the purpose of this is just to slightly add some double-walled insulation. Try to keep... Oh, we roofed this up? That's a mistake. To try to keep the area around here warmer. And Mitty and Chimmick are getting married. Okay. You know what? I'm going to pop Guero out of the casket so that Guero can attend the wedding, because that's a really good way to get the crypto sleepers happy. Because they'll have the mood benefit for quite some time. Combat Splier. The father of T-Sang just showed up. Interesting. Very interesting. And it's, they're here to buy weapons. Okay, kids, go meet Grandpa. Who's not in attendance right now? Mass, because Mass is sleeping. Let's see if I can't... I'm going to pause for a second and see if I can't force Mass to attend. Of course, if you draft them, it cancels it, because any drafting, the game thinks something bad's happening, so it will stop. So what I could do is I could just force everybody into the ceremony room. I don't know if the slaves are going to have any benefit from it, but whatever. They're going to be present. Yeah, they weren't truly in attendance, whereas Mass should have been. Yep. All right, slaves, you can leave. And that will be really good for their mood. In fact, it's good for everybody's mood. We're almost straight 100% across the board up top. Oh, that sucks. Hey, Wendy. You know how, like, oh, man. I might not even be able to make this in time. Why show up if you're just gonna leave? Oh, yeah, here we go. Barely in time. Alright, you fussy little traders. With your, oh, it's too cold out. Psi Enhance. Not terrible. That'd be good for Bryzit, so I'll buy it. One thing I still need to do is to do a huge gift to the other, or all the factions, because my relationship with them is low. Don't I already have Psi Extreme? Yeah, but it's locked up in a Archite capsule, so it's not cheaply implantable. Psi sensitive plus Archite metabolism, and super sensitive with high libido. Well, yeah, I have super sensitive and high libido. Whatever, we'll have 2 copies. Chalk it up to Wendy just trying to be completionist. Or B, being forgetful. One or the other. Both are true. Alright, 16 hours to accept the quest. I think what I'll do is have T-Sing just start... I'm not even going to cancel some of these benches so I have steel to be able to make components. And have T-Sing cancel the... or stop the nuclear stomach for now. Just so that I can get the components I need for the War Queen summon. And I'll start preparing for the grizzly bears by walling up all the points of ingress except for where the grizzly bears are going to come in. I want them congregating here, nice in the center. Probably a very bad use for components, but oh well. T-Sing's trying to catch up to our need. And I could also have Wendy start to smith as well. Nope, don't make advanced. So the current priority is build a farm, capture Neanderthals, and War Queen. I'll just have it be WQ. War Queen plus bears. So over here, I'm going to switch this to Slikite. And hops. Because I don't think I need this much heal root. The herbal medicine that we have is going up. And I've been using a lot of it really quickly. T-Sing with Inspired Creativity. Ooh. What should T-Sing make? Weapon. What the hell? My N key's not working? Weapon or armor? That's not good. Want him to make a shelf? Well, he's not a constructor. At the moment, I don't think that there's... what I could do is I can take him off of tailoring, so he doesn't accidentally tailor something, but I don't think there's any smithing queued up for him to waste his inspiration on smithing. Oh, there we go. Now we have the War Queen summon coming in. So I'll have Wendy build it. One minute on that. Guero, you are officially Cryptovetter. So you're going to be much happier. I hope. And then Banish. You two are going to be implanted with Cryptovet. Alright, we got the mech band antenna for the War Queen threat. And now all that's left is for Wendy to run around and patch up the holes. I'm also going to start to migrate the mechs behind the walls because mechs are really slow. And weapon. Okay, so what weapon to make? Warhammer, chain shotgun, charge rifle, or other. You guys pick. And hopefully I won't make a shelf instead. Whoa, Banish, you got a really different hairdo. You have pigtails and a very bushy beard. You look amazing. Simply amazing. And I'm gonna have them lay here until they're recovered from their coma, and then I'll stick them into the vats or caskets. T-Sang, seems to me like we're going to be doing a charge rifle. Prediction. What quality? Will T-Sang's weapon be legendary? Yes or no? Give you 5 minutes to predict on that. And if it's whatever the quality is, it's probably going to be a weapon for Wendy to use, I'd imagine. I'm kind of excited about that because Wendy can finally start to have a weapon that befits her power. And he is level 20 skill, yes. All right, so you guys wanted to accept this for... So they will arrive in 13 hours. So 5 p.m.-ish. And then once they're here, I'll summon in the War Queen. Let me double check my lords. Although, Catherine, I'm still using your quest, but... Yeah, okay, no lords. So there won't be a delay. Good. Charge rifle it is. I already started queuing that up. I saw how much it was winning by. So we got some baby xenogerms and some prisoner xenogerms. I'm wondering if there's any colonists that I should reassess. Like, Bryzik could be a very fast runner. Maybe I will reassess. Cecido, thank you for the resub. Yeah, let's try to reassess Bryzit's. I think I could do better than what Bryzit's currently rocking. It's probably not going to be one that I'm going to cook up immediately. So Bryzit needs to have great crafting and great crafting, great intellectual. Those are the really important ones. And then not poor social, I think. No, the social doesn't really matter because you're not the guide. Although you're a better social than Mass. A social 4. Kath probably has pretty high social. It's too bad Kath is a... Oh, Cactus is good social too. Is a slave and can never be anything but a slave due to our laws. So, yeah. If I managed to buy a high mate and scan the high mate for the great social skill, that would be really helpful. Pairing that with a trainer or something. Okay, surprise it. Super immunity, super fast wound healing. I am going to give you super sensitive psi. Very fast runner, very happy. And then this is really expensive to pay for. So intense UV. Poor. Awful. No, you're an intellect. God, am I going to be able to afford this? I don't know. Negative 14? Yeah, I doubt. Well, this is the wish list, and then we can go from here. Maybe I even make you No, I don't need more pyrophobes. I don't need both of my psycasters being pyrophobic. That would be really bad. So, let's forget Fair Fast Runner and Super Sensitive. Because Super Sensitive is paired with High Libido, and that I think High Libido... No, High Libido is just is just complexity. It's not actually metabolism. How about weak melee if he's a shooter? I could always do that. The only worry about that is weak meleeing my my shooters when I want them to like punch people down because they're misbehaving. You know, that doesn't turn out well. One thing I could do with Rhadamant is plan to have him be a sidecaster in a shield belt and give him no weapon skill whatsoever. Right? Like that's viable. That might not be a terrible idea. Because I don't want to risk him. And he does have skip. I don't know. I don't think he would ever be the bearer of the glitter wand. That's something that Wendy would never part with. But yeah. So between size super sensitive and very fast runner, I probably want very fast runner. If I had to choose between those two. And then the only things he's missing here, I could also... So if he's going to be a... if we're not going to have him be a shooter, I can give him awful shooting. Which I've done. And then nearsightedness. I think he needs dark vision. And then I have 1 point left over for... the intellectual crafter. 1 point left over for like... temperature, maybe? So, no. He already has cold tolerant. For elongated fingers. Yeah. This is an okay mix. And have him just be a shield belted caster. I mean, his shooting skill is 9. And I can reassess if I ever scan shooting off of Eevee. Because if I got Great Shooter as a gene to implant, it would really change my ability to have ranged combatants. But that, yeah, I have no idea when that's going to happen. Poor social's going to hurt. Yeah, it will. It's fine, though. Just try to minimize trading when Wendy's away. And I could also dress him in Altex, yes. I'm not going to do the implanting immediately, though, because we have, you know, fighting to arrive at our doorstep in a second here. I don't know if I want this to be a thoroughfare here. I'm going to get rid of this door. So Wendy, I'm going to have you do this because we're going to need to patch this up quick. Actually, I'm going to wait on that until I've got spare components to redo this. This freezer area. No. No. Stop it. Bigface, it would be great if you stopped butchering my hybrids. And Rorf's egg is fertilizable. Buy up? Yep. I'll have Buy up do it. Udigul is non-viable because of slow wound healing. So mixing Udigul with someone with fast wound healing might drop that, because Udigul has both slow and fast wound healing, but you're more or less, I wouldn't use the word guaranteed, but that's kind of true. You're kind of guaranteed to inherit if both parents have a copy. So it's really easy to filter out fast wound healing off of Udigul here. So anyone with fast wound healing as a gene mixed with Udigul will have like a fast wound healing kid. So Chimik, I think you're up again. Unless Banish might be a better choice in this case. So maybe I'll wait for a Banish. Actually, you know what I could do? Because you're... I'll just extract sperm. I don't have to wait for your coma to resolve. Come on, Hussar. Oh my god, this list. This list is terrible. Where the hell are you? Here you are. Fingers crossed on that Hussar. Alright, so where's that egg? Scheduling my colonists to be behind the walls now, because the animals are going to be here in a minute. Yeah, some of the colonists are freezing. It's cold out. Whatever, they fall over, it's fine. They're slaves. Their comfort is not a concern of mine. Wrong egg? Oh, yeah, that was the wrong egg, wasn't it? I'll correct that in a sec. I'm just gonna have Wendy do most of the hauling over. Thank you for catching that. All right, I was exactly right. This egg was guaranteed to inherit fast wound healing. We completely filtered out the slow wound healing. I mean, that's how the game works. So I'll explain it again. I know I've explained this before, but when both parents have a copy of a gene, like let's say fast wound healing, the game attempts 50 different combinations for the offspring to inherit those double dominant genes. And if it can't figure out how to inherit those double dominant genes in 50 chances, then it will like create a compromise. So when you have both parents with a gene, the child is almost guaranteed to get that gene unless you can't afford it metabolically. But the thing is, now I'm using a mod to sort of uncap our metabolism, meaning that there's no good reason why we won't inherit genes that both parents have, which is very, very nice. So who was it? Was Fyup and Rurift? I don't even know. Rurift, you're a dirt mole. Who are we doing dirt moles with? Yeah, I'm just gonna have Fyup do it. I think I originally was doing it with Fyup and then got distracted. So hey, oh, this is viable too. We got dark vision, fur skin, strong melee damage. So it's a 3-fer. But it also inherited sleepy, nearsighted, and intense UV. So its metabolism is wonderful for future combinations. Not, again, I'm using a mod now, which makes metabolism calculations a little bit easier to deal with, but I'm very happy with that egg too. And when I say viable, I do mean it fits within the rules. So there's 3 types of eggs. There's, let me open the genes again. So in the top right, you have, or here, I'll just do it with this overlay. In the top right, you have the must not have genes. So any egg that inherits one of those genes, slow runner, slow wound healing, pig voice, pig nose, trotter hands, etc., means that that individual cannot be a colonist and cannot be a slave. They can only really just donate their organs or be imprisoned. And then any colonist has to have one of those must-have genes in the top left. So viable, to me, would be it can be a colonist, meaning that they don't have any bad genes, and they have at least one good gene. And that's in the rules that you can read about. I know it makes it really complicated, but one of the interesting ramifications of that complication is that every single colonist in this colony has to be vat grown. Because there is not a single species in the game that meets those requirements. Because I designed it in such a way, and I'll go over to the gene screen. I designed it in such a way that every single species, dirt mole, Edekin, pigskin, so on and so forth, has both must-have and must-not-have genes in them. So the only possible colonists are ones that are hybrids of species. And that was probably the biggest challenge of this game, because as I started off, Wendy was alone, because no person could possibly meet the credentials until they were vat grown. So starting up was rough. So here is the Manhunters. Coming on in, all 50 Grizz. And Wendy, sorry to wake you, but this only gives us one War Queen. Minotaurs and Centipede Burners, man, this is a really stupidly easy fight. Like, unbelievably stupidly easy, but okay. Whatever. And the War Queen summoned. Could I summon a second batch of War Queens? If the first batch of bears survive, there is a cooldown, though. So if you try to summon immediately, it will tell you that there's a 2-day cooldown. So only if I think there's enough bears for them to take on the second War Queen. I mean, I could just summon the second War Queen anyway. But I might be forced to do a lot of the fighting myself, which is fine. Voice pack problem. Probably going to deny that. But we'll see. 643 waste packs for that. This is a kill happy Zeus hammer. I'm just not going to entertain that, even though it's from the Stellark. Is everyone behind walls? They should be. Because they're all zoned behind walls. Come on, Evie. And also T-Sang. I want T-Sang to make a really good weapon for Wendy, and then Evie to give up a good gene. Thank you for tuning in to The First Wendigo, which originally streamed live on Twitch, March 26th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my gaming community, Rhadamant.com also has a link to Discord, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Wendigo.